Hey guys, what's up? New patch dropped yesterday on the PTR, which as you can see here has Genji in it. He's the new hero. He'll be the main focus for today. But there was some other stuff that happened too. There's two new skins. One is for Ariel, which has these Sakura. They are pretty amazing. I really love them. And an even more badass one is for Zarya with this. Of course, 3 color variations on both of them. Pretty badass. They're pretty cool. There's also some hero changes. Uther finally got his rework. Let's see, where is he? Right here. He has his rework, quests and everything. And Greymane got a pretty big buff to his cursed bullet. It now deals 40% instead of 35%. Ariel had a buff too. Cassia had some buffs. Tassadar had a nerf. And there's a couple smaller ones, but those are the bigger ones. So that's that pretty much. So do Genji. So here are his skins, his base skins. Personally, I like the blue one the most. And there's the Oni ones, which you could earn in Overwatch for doing the Nexus challenge. Personally, I like the normal one the most, this one. And then there's this one, which is kind of the master skin, I guess. Kind of. I really like this one and this one. They're pretty cool. Pretty amazing. So let's get into try mode and check him out. I've already played with him a little bit before. I even recorded this twice before, but every time something was wrong, I triple checked and made sure that everything is working this time. So Genji kind of fulfills the same role as Samuro. It's a lot of damage and very slippery, but he offers no utility to the team. So we're gonna have to figure out how he's gonna fit into the meta. Let's turn off Malfurion. I want him messing with stuff. Alright, so his auto attacks are 3 rapid attacks that don't do a whole lot. Can't attack while moving on apart from the other Overwatch heroes, which can, but he is pretty easy to start a step with because he has a pretty fast attack speed. So alright, his trait, you can just jump in any of this area on a 10-second cooldown. So pretty good, just some nice, utility and stuff. And you have your Q, just throw 3 shuriken and a small cone forward on 3 charges. All 3 charges are regained every 12 seconds, so you don't have to wait. You can just throw your shurikens and walk and throw, and then you can just wait. Alright, then you have your W. Oh wait, one thing about those shurikens, you can hit the same target with all 3 and get that damage. It also hits the first target hit, it doesn't pierce. There's a talent for it that makes it pierce, but base, it doesn't pierce. Then you have your W, which is deflect. You become protected for 1.25 seconds, and every time you get damage, every source will throw a kunai at the nearest target, and it prioritizes heroes. So Tracer, throwing her 20 bullets, will throw 20 kunais for a little bit of damage. So all those numbers, that's pretty much what it was. So let's do it again. So it's just every time you get damage, it's not a limited amount. It's just whenever you get damage, it throws one out. Also works off of minions, towers, everything. pretty good. But I don't know. Like, it's just 1.25 seconds, and it is on a 16-second cooldown. So you're the main difference between a bad Genji and a good Genji is using deflect at the most optimal time. But even then, it's pretty hard to do it because it's only that small window of time. And unlike Varian's parry, you know, it's even shorter than that. Plus, it doesn't have those charges. And there's just not really any way you can manipulate getting value from it, whereas Varian can pop it and then taunt someone, you can't. Then you have Swift Strike. Swift Strike is Genji's dash, really long range, does damage to everything in its path, and if a hero dies within 2 seconds of it dying, you can see that thing that goes around, that's the timer for it, it will get, the cooldown gets refunded as well as its mana cost. It's on a 12-second cooldown, so it's kind of, it's pretty tricky to do. To get that reset, but you know, I mean, it is there, it's possible. I've already had it happen. Alright, so let's set our talents. Let's go to 20. So 3 abilities, 3 builds. It's a pretty new trend that Blizzard has been doing, so every ability has a build for it. So you have the Shuriken build, which focuses mainly on poke as well as burst. You have the deflect, which is kind of a way more niche version, because it's not going to be great against every comp every time. But against those 3-4 heroes that you can get a whole lot of value from, you can absolutely wipe the team with that. So, alright, and then you have Swift Strike build, which kind of turns you into a melee Li Ming. It's pretty potent, it's pretty good, but it's the same problems Li Ming has. If you're not going to get any kills, you're not going to do anything. You need to keep those charges rolling, you need to get those kills, and keep it up. I guess, and then the heroics. So, for heroics, you have your Dragon Blade, which is kind of the ultimate that he has in Overwatch. You swing your blade in a big arc, doing a lot of damage, and every kill that you get with it, it follows the same rule as Swift Strike. Anything that hits within 2 seconds of it resets its cooldown. Lasts for 8 seconds, 80-second cooldown. It's really strong, but like I said, it offers no utility or anything, just pure damage. So yeah, I don't know. It's really strong, but because it just offers no utility, we'll have to see how it plays out. And then you have X Strike. X Strike is, well, rather weird. You jump to a target area in here and you throw 2 slashes, dealing a decent amount of damage, and then those slashes explode for even more. It's really strong, it's just that it deals way less damage than Dragon Blade. It also doesn't let you use Swift Strike. However, when you're using Dragon Blade, you can't use your Shuriken. So, going for a Shuriken build won't really be worth it by taking Dragon Blade, because you're not going to be able to use a whole lot of it. So, X Strike's probably better for the Q build, Shuriken build, and Dragon Blade for the E build. Also, the dash that it has is really good. It also offers some pretty good movement speed, movement stuff. So, and AOE, real good AOE. So you know, Infernal Shrines, Terrors, those maps, it's pretty decent. Alright, so talents. Level 1, it's all movement based. You have Swift as the Wind. After hitting a hero with your Swift Strike, you get 30% movement speed for 3 seconds. That'll be the one that I'll take now. It's pretty much the the better base one. The other two are kind of more situational. So I don't know. Then you have agile dismount. The range of your trait is increased by 70%, and its cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds when you use it from mounted. So let's show it off real quick. I'll mount it. Now this is the range, and its cooldown is right away to 5 seconds. Turn off the cooldowns real quick. So you have a pretty big range to do it, and the cooldown lets you should get into, you know, should get even better positioning. So yeah, it's pretty decent. The thing is, how often are you really going to engage when mounted as Genji? Because every, well, ranged, I mean melee assassin, because that's pretty much what he is. He can auto attack, but you really don't want to. I mean, yeah, of course you want to auto attack, but you don't want to auto attack from max range. That's not what Genji's all about. So you're just gonna want to poke with your shuriken until they're low, and then you want to go in and kill them. So you're not really going to engage from mounted. However, because it is at level 1, you can use it to gank pretty good, and you will get value from it all game. But I think that the 30% movement speed from your Q is better, because you're gonna use that and you're gonna have use of that all game. So yeah. And then you have Pathfinder. Using your trait to jump over terrain gives you 25% movement increase for 6 seconds. So it's basically a more reliable movement speed boost. It's also better for escaping, but it's pretty niche depending on the map, because on some maps there's not a whole lot of terrain, and on other there's a whole lot of it. So this talent is pretty amazing on Haunted Mines. Cursed Hollow has pretty good. Dragonshire, by their shrines, if you have some difficulty obtaining those shrines. So yeah, it's depending on the map, might be way stronger than Swift as the Wind, or maybe not. Really depends on the map. But both of those are pretty good. Agile Dismount, not a fan. Alright, now here's when you really start to get your damage. So you have Shuriken Mastery. After hitting 35 heroes, your damage with Shuriken Strike is increased by 30. And after hitting 75, your D now refunds 2 charges. So, of course, going Shuriken build, this is the one that you're going to take, obviously. It's a pretty decent damage increase. It's not that good. It's not the strongest quest, but it's decent. It's decent. Yeah, Strike at the Heart. We'll take that just to show it off. So Strike at the Heart, hitting enemy heroes at like 80% of the range now puts a small dot on them for 2 ticks of about 150 damage. Right there. It's just some nice extra free damage, but the thing is, on its max range, pretty much has to be max range. And you really don't want to reposition before using Swift Strike. You want to use your Swift Strike to reposition. I don't know. I don't think it's that great. Also, you're only gonna probably hit 1 hero with it. I'm not a big fan of going for the E build. And then you have Dragon Claw. The Genji blocks X amount of damage, so 950 at 20. You can reactivate. You can activate your number 1. It will be on the number 1 button for it to deal 400 damage around you. Going for the deflect build, of course, it's really good. Otherwise, not so much, because the other two, if you're going for those builds, are just better. It also pretty much has the same problem which Cassia has. She has the same kind of ability. it's just, you're gonna have to remember to use it. Genji already has quite a bit of moving parts to his kit. That's pretty hard to do. So yeah, I don't know. For this, I'm gonna go for a shuriken build. That'll be pretty much the main one. It's just a more reliable damage, and it lets you poke too, so it gives you a little bit more usage. It's just, I don't know, it's just nicer to play too. Alright, level 7 is a survivability tree. Augmented Guard gives you a 50% shield for all the damage you blocked while your deflect was active. It's just free extra survivability. Will probably be the base one, really, that you'll be getting. Then you have Perfect Defense. Deflected damage reduce the cooldown of your deflect by 2 seconds, up to 10 extra seconds. So if you get hit by 5 sources of damage during your deflect, its cooldown is about 6 seconds. Makes it a lot more forgiving, but it is still kind of unreliable. It's kind of gonna function the same way as Alarak's Counter-Strike. People are gonna see you go, you know, protected, and just gonna not attack you. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of iffy. That's why it's only good against certain heroes, which I'll get to later on at the level 16 tree. You have Cyber Shield. After you use your jump, you get 50 armor shield for spell armor for 2 seconds. It's good, but it only lasts 2 seconds. That's really short. That's not that strong at all. And unlike Spell Shield, which is always active, and then it lasts the moment you get hit by a spell, this doesn't. So you have to use it reactionary. Not a big fan of it. And then you have Dodge. Every 5 seconds you gain a dodge charge, which allows you to 100% negate hero basic attack. It's also pretty good, especially against AI teams. Rainer, something like that, Hammer. It'll save your life. I don't take Augmented Guard, but I'd say Dodge or Augmented Shield is going to be the better one. Then you have your Heroics. So, because I'm going for Shuriken Strike, I'm going to take X Strike. Just because I can't cast my Shuriken while Dragon Blade is active. Although you could use all your Shuriken charges and then pop Dragon Blade and then have them all back up when Dragon Blade ends. It's possible, it's very possible. But I don't know, I feel like you don't want to be forced to use all your Shuriken charges so you don't waste them. Alright, level 13. Shingon. This is going to be the one that I'll be taking here. After hitting the same target with all 3 Shuriken, you do extra damage. So it was those 270 extra critical strike that you saw that was what killed it, what did it. It's going to be what, you know, gives him his burst. Pretty much like that. So yeah, that's going to be for the Shuriken, but you have to use it in melee, because otherwise you're not going to hit all 3 Shurikens in the same thing. That's going to give him a lot of burst, because it means that you're going to have 270 extra damage, times 3 is almost like 800 damage, 830. Oh yeah, you just run into them with this, run to them or swift strike to them, drop all your Shuriken charges, he's gonna be scared, use your X strike, refresh the forts. Let's show it off real quick, wait for him to come here. But meanwhile, flow like water, each enemy hero hit with swift strike reduce its cooldown by 3 seconds, so it's just cooldown reduction, which makes this a lot better because you can actually have more charges. But let's do this. I should turn off the cooldown so I can actually show it. Let's kill this minion real quick. So yeah, it gives you a pretty good burst. Now I'll assume it's a more squishier target. Like, let's see. Get a good one. Good, Jaina. Let's do Jaina, yeah. Should be able to lead Jaina real quick. So, where's she at? Oh yeah, it's just deleted her. It's really good. Gives you a lot of burst. And then you have double jump. Your trait now is 2 charges, but its cooldown is increased by 5 seconds. It's just good, especially if you take one of the jumps over here, and perhaps even Cyber Shield for an anti-mage comp. You're pretty survivable with that. But at the cost of, you know, pretty much your biggest damage dealing abilities. So it's gonna be up to you. Do you want to be more tanky, or do you want to actually do your job and kill people? Your choice. Then at 16 you have Reflect. Now this is the talent that makes Deflect amazing. When you absorb something with your Deflect, the shuriken, the kunai that you throw with it now also throws out this. No. Its damage that your kunai does is now increased by 33% of the damage. So I'll take that right away. That's Zanshin. Okay. Now, when you go into your deflect tooltip, you will see a damage deflected amount. When that reaches 6,500 damage deflected, your deflect now hits all heroes in its range, which is that much. So you got Pyro Blasted. You Swift Strike into the team. Of course, past Pyro so you don't get hit. And you just kill the entire team with the KT's Pyroblast. So that's how niche it is. It's going to be useful against the Jaina, maybe for the Ring of Frost. Of course, Nova, Pyroblast, stuff like that. Real heavy but predicted burst so that you can pop it right in time but not have to worry about, you know, missing it. Alright, let's get to the other ones. Let's see which one I should get. Alright, we have Final Cut. Final Cut is probably the better base one. When you use a Swift Strike, an image stays, and a second after he does Swift Strike too, dealing a little bit less damage. About 2/3 of the damage that your Swift Strike deals. It's pretty good, especially when you have, you know, flow like water. And even, I mean, Strike of the Heart doesn't really do it, but It's just, yeah, free damage. Wave clear too. So that's why I probably think that it's going to be the better one. And then you have Steady Blade. Every hero hit by Swift Strike increases the next Swift Strike's damage by 20%, stacking up to 60. So 3 heroes for maximum damage. That's it, you know. Again, yeah, you're gonna need full like what I can't really show it off here because, well, there's no 3 heroes. I even tried it out with like a Samurai or Rek'Sai, but it's not that impressive, to be honest. Probably still better off with Final Cut, so you can spam that. Oh yeah, that's tier 16. So you want to take Reflect or Final Cut. You don't need to go for a Deflect build for Reflect to get any value. You can still go for a Shuriken build, or even a Swift Strike build and pop a Reflect against a KT. So yeah, let's keep an eye out for those two. And then you have the level 20s. You have the Dragon Becomes Me. Every time you hit a hero with your Dragon Blade, its duration is increased by 1 second. So you need to hit 2 heroes for you to get another charge. It's, you know, it's just good. Extra Dragon Blade duration makes it even better, especially going for an E build. It's not that good for a Shuriken build because you really need, you know, to have it those 8 seconds and then... Oh shit, I just deleted her with just 3 shurikens in my auto attack. I didn't even hit her with my strike. So yeah, it's... no, it's alright. It's good, but only if you're going for an E build. Then you have Living Weapon. Every enemy hero hit with your X strike reduces its cooldown by 12 seconds. Just free cooldown duration. It has the same 8 seconds as 80-second cooldown as Dragon Blade, which makes Dragon Blade a lot better because your X strike isn't all that good compared to Dragon Blade. So you really need that cooldown duration, and in that level 20, how often are you going to use your heroic ability after level 20? Depends on the game. Some games you might get 1, some games 0. Other games, the game's only going to get started at level 20. So you gotta watch out for that. If the game's gonna last a while, you can get a lot of value from it. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother with it. And then you have Sharpened Stars. Your Shuriken now pierces. Yay! That's what you needed. Now, I don't mind if there's a minion on that Jaina, because I'm gonna hit him anyway. Well, let's see. Let's do this. It also kind of makes it easier to use on buildings on a gate, because the range isn't that much. Yeah, it's just going for Shuriken build. Obviously, you want to take that. Obviously, it's just the way better. Then you have Zanshin, which I already talked about. Genji is also pretty good at taking siege camps, especially with a Shuriken build. E build is a little bit harder. I just deleted that. So yeah, Genji's a lot of fun. The only problem is how good is it going to be in a ranked situation. He is countered by CC. Yep. Of course, every hero is countered by CC, but when you take Dragon Blade, you can't use your Dragon Blade when you're stunned or rooted. Yeah, so if Melf throws a root on you just after you use your Dragon Blade, you're kind of screwed. You're not going to get any value out of that. His strengths pretty much showed it off already. He has insane burst and insane mobility. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much all there is to say about him. There isn't that much. I just want to use your cooldowns the right way. You want to use your mobility the right way. If you get caught out of position as a Genji, you either do it on purpose for the sake of, you know, getting some value for it, or you use it for, you know, so you can reposition right away and use it to go as a triangle for something. Yeah, okay. Let's show off the E build real quick. So strike at the heart, any of these pretty much, Dragon Blade, flow like water, final cut, dragon becomes me. So throw out your shurikens, E in, Dragon Blade, swipe, 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 E, swipe, 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 and then you throw out your E again, and you just keep on swiping, and you just keep on doing that. It's really hard to show off in try mode because I can't just keep killing people. But this is the build that pretty much turns you into melee Li Ming. It's really strong. Team fights, if you know, have a mosh, it's gonna be crazy. You can just swipe everyone inside that mosh. But I mean, like, I mean, kind of don't need this, you know. It's like I was already, you know, deleting people. Of course, that's Squishy's a mage, but that's Genji's job. So, yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot more to say about this. Just use your stuff the right way. It's very high skill cap hero. So that might be why we can see him in the pros. Because he has such a high skill ceiling to completely delete people. The pros might get a lot of value from this. Just kill her with the deflect. Oh, that was funny. So yeah, pros and cons, you know. Very strong, very high burst, very high mobility, but absolutely no utility. So yeah, picking a Genji in Hero League, not advised. Picking it in Team League with a good comp around him. Throw, you know, maybe a Tassadar with this, or a Zarya. That'll be pretty good. Something that can keep him alive. Morales, I don't know how a stim would work with Genji because he already has pretty decent attacks. It'd be pretty good. New Uther will also be pretty great with Divine Storm or Divine Shield, as well as those burst heals. Pretty nice. I really like him. Why does he stand on the horse? Why is this a thing? Why does he stand on the horse? That's weird. Okay, whatever. Alright, so yeah. There you have it. That's Genji. I guess I should show the deflect build too. It's Dragon Claw. You really want perfect defense or augmented guard? Probably perfect defense for the cooldown reduction. Either of these work, really. It's whatever. I'll take X strikes because it lets me delete Jaina more. This one's kind of go with whatever you want. Go with whatever you might get value from. First, I'd say Shingon. That reflect, and then Zanshin. Let's complete the quest. I want Jaina to cast something on me. Yeah, it's not. It's hard to show off in try mode because people just aren't focusing, you know, as they should. Just talking about cooldowns real quick so I can Yeah, I don't know. I'd say this is only useful against very high predictable damage, like a Pyroblast or a Ring of Frost or Chromie combo, something like that. Otherwise, I'd stay away from it. It's not that impressive unless you can actually pull that off. So that's pretty much it. Q build. Shuriken Mastery, Machine Gun, Final Cut or Reflect, and Sharpen Stars. Then you have an E build, Swift as the Wind, Strike at the Heart. Although Strike at the Heart can be replaced with any, because Strike at the Heart isn't that strong. So watch out for that. Keep an eye out on that. See whatever you actually need. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. You'll want probably Augmented Guard, Strength and Survivability. Dragon Blade, because it lets you get those resets. Flow Like Water for the cooldown reduction. Final Cut or Steady Blade, depending on whichever you'll get more value out of. Firstly, I'd go for Final Cut. And then the dragon becomes me. That's pretty much it. Pretty much all I gotta say about Genji. It was a lot of fun, but a lot of strength, very good, a lot of burst, but very easy to counter. Oh, there you have it. Take care and